Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So today I'm here to share with you some books that I bought recently. So some of these you might have already seen because I read them in January when I bought them. So if you haven't watched my January wrap-up, I will link it in the corner so you can go and check it out. So first up we've got A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer. This is the sequel to A Curse So Dark and Lonely. And if you don't know what the first one is about, A Curse So Dark and Lonely follows our main character Harper, and Harper has cerebral palsy and she lives in Washington DC, and one day this strange man comes and whisks her away to a fantastical world, and there she meets Prince Ren and is thrusted into all these politics, and she finds out that Prince Ren is actually cursed and that she is the one that's supposed to break the curse. So obviously it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but it's got a lot of differences, and especially in this second book the story just goes its own way and it's so beautiful. I love it so much. As you can see, like, there's a lot of tabs in this one. I absolutely adored this book. I think I liked the second one even more than the first one. I'm so excited for the third one whenever it comes out. I just can't bloody wait. Next up we've got The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. This one is so beautiful. I can't even deal. It's so gorgeous. I haven't read this yet. I really need to. It's been like probably on like 2 or 3 TBRs now. It's gonna be on my March one, spoiler alert, but you know, I'll get to it at some point. So this one we follow a boy called Jack, and Jack feels this connection to a certain book, and then when he finds it he discovers that the book holds passages from people's lives, and he is very surprised to see that there is a passage from his own life because the book was published way before he was born. Like, this is like a very old book, so it's impossible to have a passage from his life, but it does. And I think it's got something to do with like doors to another world or something like that. I don't know much about it. I don't want to know too much about it before I read it. I just want to go into it, and I know I'm probably gonna love it and I can't wait. Next up we've got With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Azevedo. This one also has a really pretty cover, as you can see. And this one follows a teen mom, and she wants more than anything to be a chef. We follow her struggles being a mom and going to school and work, and again her dream of being a chef, trying to juggle everything on her day-to-day life. This one I actually read it in February, so this month, still this month when I'm filming this, it's the last day of the month, but you know. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed it, but I won't say much. I guess you'll just have to wait until my wrap-up to see what I thought. Next we have The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. I forgot his name then by a second. This one I actually saw in a charity shop. I got it for like £2. This has been around for ages on booktube and stuff. I always seem to see people talking about it here and then. I don't know much about it. I think we're trying to discover who killed Evelyn Hardcastle, and the person trying to solve the mystery wakes up in a different body each time, and then he's back to, like, he doesn't know what he knew like in the previous bodies or something like that. So very interesting. I'm very intrigued and I can't wait to dive in. Next up we have Shadow Black by Sebastian de Castell. This one is the sequel to Spellslinger, and I actually started reading this series because of Jade from JD Ray Reads. She's always talking about this series, and Sebastian de Castell is her favorite author, I think pretty much of all time, so I was very intrigued by the premise of the book, so I decided to pick it up, and I absolutely loved Spellslinger, which is the first one. It follows our main character Kel, and Kel comes from a strong family of mages, and so he is expected and supposed to be a very strong mage as well. And because he's coming to the age of 16, he's about to take part in the trials to see if he's actually going to become, you know, a mage or not. And if not, you're classed as a Shartep, I believe is what it's called, and you then become just a normal, like, regular worker. Most of the time you're like a servant to the mages, so Kel obviously doesn't want that, but his magic is gone, so he's got no magic, and he's just trying to trick his way like onto these trials, and that nearly gets him killed. So Yes. There's also this woman that comes up and takes him on a very different path than he was expecting. This, like I said, the first book was absolutely amazing. I love it. I can't wait to continue. Then we have the Mortal Instruments Volume 3. These are the like graphic novels that have been released. I don't think I need to explain what this is about. It's the Shadowhunters, it's the Mortal Instruments in graphic novel form. So I've got the first two as well, and this is the third volume. So yeah, I've just been collecting these as they come out. I love them so much. They're very beautiful, so I'm very excited. The next book I picked up was Let It Go, A Twisted Tale by, I think, Jen something. Doesn't actually say who it's from, but this is one of those twisted tales. There's quite a few out by now, and this one pretty much says like, what if Anna and Elsa never actually met and they don't know like about each other or anything. So very excited to see what this one brings. Next we have the Grisha Trilogy. I actually bought myself a box set of these pretty editions, and I've actually read two of them. I'm on my way to the third one. I'm really enjoying these series. We follow Alina Starkov, and she is an orphan. She's also at the war, and one day she discovers that she's actually a sun summoner and she can actually save the world from the most powerful Grisha, and so her world obviously changes and a lot of things happen, and it's great. I feel like everyone knows what this series is anyway. It's been around for years, everyone loves it, and there's going to be a TV show of some sort, I think, on the Grishaverse, so very exciting times. Can't wait to continue with the Grishaverse books. Then we have Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. This one I actually picked up because of Chelsea Dolling Reads. At the time the book wasn't even out yet, but she got an arc of it or something. She was reading it and she absolutely adored it, and so I bought myself a copy so I could read it for a contemporary-a-thon. And I really enjoyed it. It was a really, really nice book. In this one we follow Pepper and Jack, and they both run the Twitter accounts for their parents' businesses, and they don't know who each other are, and they're constantly fighting online because one of them stole the recipe of like the other parents, and there's a lot of things going on. And like I said, they don't know who each other are, but they start to fall for each other in real life because they go to the same school, and it's just very cute. It's very quick. It was very quick read. This is quite short, and it was very, very cute. So yeah. Next we have On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. Angie Thomas is the author of The Hate You Give, which I read and absolutely adored, but that will come in my February wrap-up as well, so I'm not gonna go into that. This one follows a girl, I think from the same neighborhood than the main character in The Hate You Give, and she wants more than anything to be the greatest rapper in the world. Her father was an amazing rapper and he died before he could like go really big, so she has, you know, big footsteps to fill. But now her mum has suddenly lost her job and they're on the edge of being kicked out from their house, and with homelessness being a possibility and stuff, she now not only wants to be a rapper, but she needs to be a rapper because she needs to get out of the situation that she's in. So I'm very, very intrigued for this one. I can't wait to read this. Next up we've got Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. This is volume 3. I've already read volume 1 and 2 and I cannot wait to get to this one. This is the cutest thing I've ever read. The art style is like so cute, and the first two I literally flew through them. They were so quick to read. The story follows Charlie and Nick, and Charlie is already out as gay when he meets Nick, but Nick, however, thinks he's straight until he meets Charlie, and then when they form a friendship, he starts questioning his feelings. Now they're in high school as well, and a lot of drama comes with being in high school. With Nick not being out, there's a sort of like problem in their relationship and they're trying to overcome that, so it's great. This is the cutest thing. If you've not picked up these books, you really need to. So the next one is The Binding by Bridget Collins. This one I don't know much about. I actually just picked it up because it sounded really intriguing to me. The plot basically follows people that can take other people's memories and bind them to books. And once the memory is bound to the book, the person forgets about them. They still get the feeling of that memory, but they can't remember it anymore. And I think there's a lot of political stuff going on because some people choose to do this and some people are being forced to have their memories wiped away. So I'm very, very excited to read this. I'm probably gonna love it because it sounds, you know, dark and twisted, and I'm all here for it. Then we have Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. This is a classic. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what Little Woman is about. But for those of you who don't, follows the four March sisters as they come of age, and they're all very, very different. However, they always lean on each other, like for pretty much everything. Their dad is at war and their mom obviously has to work to support the family, so they pretty much like always have each other whenever they need anything. Like I said, they are very different. This is a coming of age story, so there's not much plot or anything going on. It's just about their lives. We see them first as little girls and teenagers, and then they become adults by the end. So I actually read this in January and I wasn't the biggest fan. It was okay, it wasn't great. I just couldn't connect to any of the characters. I didn't like where the story went, which in a way I understand because of the time that it was published. It had to go the way it did, but I just saw no point of the story by the end of it. I was like, well, all of that for what? Like, I didn't really get it. But maybe it's just me. I haven't read many classics. This was actually my first proper classic that I read, so maybe I just need to get used to the genre. But yeah. And then lastly but not least, we've got The Last Wish, which is a Witcher collection of short stories. This is like the first book in the Witcher series. So we follow Geralt of Rivia, and he is a witcher, so pretty much a sorcerer and an assassin. He kills monsters, that's what he does. He wants to rid the world of the monsters. However, he often finds that not everything that looks monstrous is evil, and not everything that looks good is actually good. So that's a very bad synopsis, I know. I'm not very good at giving book synopses. I'm just like, you know, it sounds good, I want to read it, there we go. But yeah, I'm very, very excited for this one. I've watched the first season of the show that's on Netflix and I absolutely adored it. I adore the characters, I adore the story. I'm just so excited to read this so then I can continue on with the series. Also, I forgot to say the author's name because I can never pronounce it anyway. I'm pretty sure it's like Andrzej Sapkowski, maybe? I have no idea how you say that, but yes, I can't wait to dive into this. Right, so there you have it. That's all the books that I got in the last 2 months. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've read any of these and let me know your thoughts. Chat to me down below in the comments, and as always I will leave my Twitter, Instagram, Goodreads, all that jazz down below so you can chat to me on there as well. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!